That's fucking delightful. Delightful, fucking good combination playing, sliding balls into space. Good, excellent, you had them on the fucking roll.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the ROKER RAPPORT podcast or whatever you want to call it, in association with the Sunderland Community Soup Kitchen. I'm Ant Waterson and I am joined by Sam Blakey to talk over Sunderland beating Cambridge 5-1. Sam, where do we begin?
Just at the beginning, just delightful really. I thought it was similar to Shrewsbury, but obviously it was different because, well, we'll start at the beginning. We've got a penalty. Ross Stewart was sort of manhandled, should you say? It looked a bit rash from the defender jumping on his back, but no one around us was even thinking it was a red card. And then you hear the cheer and everyone says, "Oh, he's been sent off," and you see them going mental. And at that point, I was a bit nervous when Stewart stepped up. Actually, I was thinking he needs this. I think it was Phil on the last pod said he just needs a goal off his arse or something, and then he'll score. And literally exactly what happened today. He gets a penalty, slots it away, and then scores a wonderful goal for his second, wasn't it? It was behind him and he turned, swiveled in the bottom corner, and we had the little scare when they pulled one back. I thought it was going to be another Shrewsbury, but I thought we handled it really well, and it was a professional performance. I thought what helped with that was Embleton was great further back, just popping up in little pockets, keeping the ball, nothing daft. And then when he saw a pass going for it, it was a great performance today when all we needed was 3 points. But you can't grumble at that going into hopefully the playoffs after a 5-1 win.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it leaves us in 4th place. Yeah. Obviously, 6 points off the automatics. I think that's gone. But it's only a point ahead of Sheffield Wednesday. I think they've lost today, so we've still got to win on Tuesday, and we've got to win on next Saturday just to keep the momentum going. But as I said, we'll start from the beginning. Obviously, the penalty you said we're unsure it's a red card. I think we're both agreeing it was definitely a penalty.
Yeah.
Calmly tucked away by Ross Stewart. You wouldn't have thought he was on a barrel run away. Put that away. But in the second goal, I'll put you on the spot with that one. Has Elliot Embleton meant that?
My dad said straight away, I think it's one of those ways he's just looking for an area, isn't he? If you get it above the keeper's head, you're looking good, really. Because from where we sit in the other end, I thought it had hit the post, hit the keeper. I thought it was an own goal, and then we've scored at half time, and it went straight over the keeper's head. But no, he's flying. Great time to hit form. He's creating goals, he's scoring goals, he's getting assists to assists. He's finally shown what we thought we had a few years ago maybe, and then he went on loan to Blackpool and showed that, and we're finally getting maybe the finished product of Elliot Embleton.
I think we've found his natural position now, haven't we? Where he's playing now, I know he's been asked to play a little bit deep, but in the last few games, his physicality, I think, shown through as well. He's going into the tap and everything. Yeah. The one thing that lets him down, I think, is a little bit his pace. But when you've got, a right and a left foot like that, you probably don't really need it, do you? Especially when you've got, the likes of Gooch, the likes of Broadhead, who can run off you, and Patrick Roberts for that matter. I mean, he was outstanding. I'll go on to the third goal a bit more. Obviously, we did let Cambridge back in with a bit of a daft goal, but the third goal for me it's a lovely finish. I mean, Gooch has put a ball in across, took a little bit of a deflection, and Ross Stewart's as he said, he's behind it, he turns, and not a sixpence, and that was Ross Stewart of December and January, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's mad because, like I said, he just needed that goal, and the penalty might have given him the confidence. If he hadn't scored the penalty, or that was last week, he might have tried to take it down and lay it off. But that's the best Ross Stewart, just instinctive finishing. It was such a good goal. It was probably my pick of the goals, to be honest. But no, I think, like you touched on then, we'll go into it more. Gooch on the right hand side, he was like hugging the touchline all game. He was just a constant out ball, wasn't he? He had an unbelievable game to take Gooch, man.
Yeah, we will talk about it a little bit more. We'll go over the goals in the second half, because obviously I think we did step up a little bit in the second half. Trying to be patient. Played the ball really, played some really nice football at times, and it accumulated in the fourth goal, where Gooch has put a superb crossover. Nathan Broadhead, another one who's flying as well, isn't it? We've got players hitting form at the right time, aren't we?
That's exactly what me and my dad were talking about. You're starting to think if we were to play the first leg of the playoffs tomorrow, it would be harsh leaving people out, which is exactly what you want, although it's a bit of a headache. You want to be going, we need Pritchard, but Embleton's in good form, and then you play two up front, because Stewart scored again. You want these problems. But no, I thought everyone just dug in today. It's never going to be that easy every game when the opposition have got 10 men for 80 minutes, but you can only play what's in front of you, and I thought we played it excellently.
to be fair, well, sometimes it's hard to play 10 men. You get that with football managers saying that because they're trying to, put bodies back, but we just picked them off.
Yeah, we did.
And obviously the fifth one's come from a corner, and Danny Bath getting his first goal for the club. It's good for him, he's coming today, obviously, Dennis Circuit's been injured, so it's good for him to get off the mark, really. I know that's not what he's there for, but I didn't have to defend much, did he? So after the goal.
I was pleased when I saw him on the team sheet, actually, because although we've been playing well recently, I'm not the biggest fan of having one recognised centre-back. I feel like it gives Wright too much to do, whereas I think, although it might be more no-nonsense, I think that's our best defensive partnership. If we were to go into the playoffs, I'd feel much more comfortable with them two together than Serkin and Winchester either side of Wright.
Yeah. And like I say, that pretty much summed it up. We huffed and puffed for another few goals. Lyndon Gooch was like David Beckham, avoiding them crosses in. We could have realistically been 8 or 9.
Or 9 somehow. Just the keeper caught his header from 4 yards out like it was a back pass. It was just mental. But he could have had about 7 assists today, Gooch. I think there was a few where Ross Stewart headed over or wide. The one for Broadhead was a great ball in. He got 2. It's just a class game now. Seeing the people around me. That's where Gooch is at his best. And he's hugging the touchline, 1-touch cross or 1-touch shot. That's what he's good at, because he has got a really good ball on him. But he sometimes gets in his own head and thinks, I've got to take on 3 men. Yeah. But if he keeps it simple like today, can it go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, he's out of contract at the end of the season, and I know that this is probably for me one of the top 3, if not the best game I've seen him play.
100%.
But, and this has been the problem with Lyndon Gooch for 4 years, isn't it? Consistency. Yeah. When he does that simple, where what he was doing today was getting the ball out of his feet, trying to look a little bit of space. Some of his crossing today was absolutely phenomenal. And that's, I think, what's so frustrating. That's why, I don't think anyone should boo a lad when he's getting brought off or getting brought on or whatever like that. But he kind of won the crowd over today, didn't he?
Yeah,
Every time he got the ball, it was Gooch and all that, wasn't it? So it was fair play to the lad, he might be leaving at the end of the season, but if he can go out, get us promoted, and if he can play like that every week towards the playoffs, fair play to him, you know what I mean?
No, it can't hurt Canada like Gooch. He's one of our, he's got to be our longest serving player, hasn't he?
Oh, he's got to be.
Got to be, since Honeyman left. I like Gooch. He's always give 100% to Sunderland shirt. I get why people find him frustrating. He'll have sometimes one game like today and then 4 bad ones, but you've got to look at what he's been through with the club. He's only ever really known failure from being a young lad. Then he's asked to be a senior figure when he was 23, 24. He sometimes plays up front, left wing, right back, left back. I think if he does leave, I think he's been a good servant to the club. So hopefully, if he does leave, he can go out on a high.
A slight downside to the game, obviously. Dennis Cirkin obviously was out injured. We don't know what's wrong with him, but Carl Winchester in the first few minutes gone down. It looks like it's a pretty bad injury. It's in his groin, I think. So that's a little bit of a blow, especially like I say, going into the we want everybody fit, and Winchester's been superb for us, I think, lately. So a little bit of a blow, but I saw Callum Doyle come back, and I thought Doyle was solid.
I was surprised to see that he went with Doyle, because obviously Trey Hume was with him, but he doesn't seem to really fancy him this season. But I would have maybe brought on Battetti and put 09 at left or right back. But I thought Doyle was superb when he came on, because he's sort of got the build to be able to play full back. He's powerful, isn't he? He can he looks slow, but he's got that burst of pace. So it'd be interesting to see what we'll go with on Tuesday if Serkin's still out.
Would be, yeah. A good thing on the injury front as well, though, is Alex Pritchard's back. He showed a few lovely little tricks when he came on about half an hour ago. Nice to see him back. It was nice to see, Alex Neil get the chance to rest Broadhead, get the chance to rest Evans, that's the one.
He got applauded off, which was really nice to see.
Exactly.
He deserved it,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's nice to see players come back. We need them all back for the players for the last run. I mean, obviously, Rotherham have won today, so if Rotherham beat us on Tuesday, they go up. Right. So it's a massive game on both fronts, really, because I think if we win, it's pretty much a playoff position, pretty much a playoff place. So, I mean, what do you reckon? Do you think Tuesday night, do we go and try and attack like what we've done today, or do we do what Alex Neil's been doing quite lately and set up to defend well and catch them on the counter-attack? I mean, would there be any changes?
I don't know, it's hard because it's a totally different game. We've seen him change it when we're playing the likes of Oxford and Plymouth, and he tends to go with that 3 in counter-attack, which we will have opportunities to counter-attack, because although we're the home team and the form team, like you say, Rotherham need the win more than us, I would say. I think if it was to be a draw, we'd be happier, especially after today. But no, I think he alluded to it after the Plymouth game. Alex Neely said, I do set out to win every game, and I do believe him. He might tinker with the personnel and the formation, but especially with another 30,000 fans there, he'll try and win the game.
I know it's been said this week, especially on our group chat, obviously, with the form that we're in. I mean, that's what, 10, 11 games unbeaten now.
Yeah.
The way that we've closed back in on the top two, I mean, we're 6 points off, so it's not impossible. You know, it's going to need a hell of a swing. However, you know, that little couple of week period where the Roy Keane, saga was in, if we get Alex Neil in there, give him time to bed in, and we had 2 winnable games, that's probably possible to cost us promotion. So maybe it's something where we look back on the season, if we don't go up, like, that's where we've gone wrong, really.
I think it's easy at the end of the season to play the blame game and look back. And you can always, like, if we'd have won those games, would we have went for the late winner against Oxford and this and that? But if we are going to pinpoint it, it's got to be that, like you said, them 2 weeks where we played Doncaster at home in front of, 38,000. And then we went 1-0 up against, was it Cheltenham we lost to? And then even Wimbledon we drew 1-1 with, and they had the worst form I've ever seen. So I think if we are going to play that game, it's 100% them couple of weeks where we're in limbo, really.
Yeah. Quickly on the fans as well. I mean, I know we mentioned it last week that I thought the fans were superb again today, but I think you've brushed on it there. Giving Lyndon Gooch a cheer, cheering Corey Evans off. That's what we need. We need everyone behind all the players now, because they're going to need us to try and get over the line, aren't they?
Yeah, I think people are realising that, and it's good to see. Like you say, he's not everyone's favourite player, and he does frustrate them. But as soon as Gooch putting a good cross and his work rate was there today, people were behind him, and I think that's what we're like as a fan base. And if we can take that on Tuesday night, it 100% gives us the edge over Rotherham.
Yeah.
And like we alluded to last week on the pod, that was never to be.
Too windy.
We said that the home game in the playoffs, if we get there, is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
No team will want to come here, whether it's the first or second leg, in front of hopefully what could be maybe a sellout.
It's something like our 15th home win of the season, so it just shows how much of a fortress it is. I'm not going to talk about the playoffs anymore, and the way we're watching, the angle I've got in this pub, I'm watching Phil Parkinson on the telly, so I'm not going to talk for much longer, Sam. I think what kind of summed Cambridge up as well today. I don't want to mention Cambridge because I thought there were obviously the 10 men in them and like that, but what summed them up was right in stoppage time there, goalkeeper got shit on by a seagull.
Oh, did he?
So,
what was up with the seagulls? Did you notice? It was like attacking the seagulls. Everyone was ducking around me. I don't know if it was because the game was fizzling out or what, but it was weird there, keeper. Can you remember in the first half where Broadhead was offside and he kicked it past?
I kicked it at the net,
he booted it in his own net and then sort of got stuck in the net like a fish. It was rather embarrassing, but I think they were maybe hoping to come up today and have a free hit, really, and I think the red card ruined it for them. But
I mean, I think I'm glad that they've stayed up. I think they were a good side. Obviously, they beat Wigan a few weeks ago, so fair play. I thought their fans were superb as well. Never shut up, despite going 1-0 down to 10 after 8 minutes.
It's one of those where you've made the journey, so you're going to stay. We've done it plenty of times.
That's it. We'll leave it there. Sam, thanks very much for joining us there.
Anytime.
I think we'll be back on Tuesday. For me as well, best of luck to Sunderland ladies tomorrow. They are playing Durham. It's a weird derby. It's sold out. I can't wait for it, to be honest. So best of luck to Sunderland ladies. Me and Sam are off to go and buy some Nathan broadband. So you all take care. Bye bye for now.
Where am I going? I don't know. Where am I heading? I'm certain all always I am on my way.